are now listening to Empty Out the Clip.
This is for grandmas that pass knowledge down through stories and songs. Most are not with us no longer. We pay homage to you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We pay homage to you. Yeah, yeah.
Born and raised in the 2024 in a time way before technology connected us all. I was raised about a click.
All right, what's goody goody? It's your boy Leti here. Welcome to another episode of the Empty Out the Clip podcast, the EOTC. Joining me here on a cold Sunday, windy evening in West Auckland. We got the panel, we got the brothers, we got Chucky, Kaisar, Eddie, the butcher, and the CFO, producer Cams himself. What's good? Usos maloso I fole langi mama. How's it going?
Yo, what's up,
Good,
Us?
brother. What's good, viewers?
What's up, Usos?
Man, I don't know my
Running
fucking still
blue.
breaker from the Saturday version, but I'll just chuck it over to you guys, man. You know the drill. Let's go, Cams.
Shoutouts, yeah. Well, you know, just got shoutouts to my teams. Man, I did a hat trick this week, man. My 3 teams won this week. The Blues, Auckland Blues, New South Wales Blues on Wednesday. My Seagulls, Manly Seagulls, took out the Broncos. Bro, Eddie, we're going to talk about that when it comes to sports. But, yeah, man. Happy man right now. No, it's not every week the 3 teams you support win. So I want to take this chance to soak it in. Yeah, man, shout outs to you guys too on the Empty Out the Clip podcast, holding it down. And all the listeners that tune in to the Empty Out the Clip podcast and all our content and podcasts on the WesWes Network. Thank you.
Nice. Is that me? It
Yup.
must be me. Yeah, shout out to the Lord Jesus Christ, the one and only. Amen for the blessings for the week. Amen for the blessings for the weekend. Another day to hustle, another day to relax, another day with time with family. Also, shout out to New South Wales, the Blues, for putting that one out of the 3, soon to be 2. Then it's game over. I think I put a comment on Facebook too. The next day, it's a beautiful day. Eh? Not a cloud, not a Queensland cloud in the sky. It was clear blue, man. It was beautiful to see. So yeah, and also shout out to our Polynesian people. Much love to you all for putting that hustle in to get another plate on the table. So God bless you and our viewers. Amen. That's me.
Yo, shout out to Westside Fitness. Sorry I couldn't make it this week, man. I was sick. Happy birthday to my nephew Sione in Scotland, turns 5. Also, happy belated birthday to my niece Latavia. Shout out to the bros I hanged out last weekend, Sam, Sapiti, Vaughan, LJ. Also to my niece Ariana in Scotland. She won first place in shot put in Scotland. So
Nice.
keep it up, Ariana. And just last one, just gonna send my condolences to Mosul Wayland and his family. Their nana passed away, so sending thoughts and prayers. Also want to make a shout out to the women's Maroon team. Although we didn't win the series, we won the game 18-14. Sick.
Nice also. My shout-outs list is not that long this week, but I first wanted to acknowledge the Henderson Squash Club, the boys competing over in the Cousins Squash Tournament. So shout-outs to those Mason Smells and Leo and Upper Fatialofa. I know they made the semis this afternoon. Haven't seen the final result, but I'm wishing you guys all the best, man. It's awesome stuff to see you guys progress as fast as you guys have come up the ranks. Another one's to my cousin Teresa. She drove up with auntie and uncle this weekend for the niece's baby shower, Nikita and Johnny's baby shower. So congratulations to the cuz Kalis and So'o on the arrival of one of their first grandchildren. Another one's to my night shift crew over at PNS, to Dana Dan and also bossman Will and Vitale number 1, and also another special mention to our comments section boys, always tuning in each week, to Miracle and to Lenny. Mad love to you boys. And then the last one's to one of the OG, triple OG, Inga High Chief, Paramount Chiefs, to the Koinga Nari, tune 80 last night. Massive showing of love and just the work on the back of those early migrants who came, settled in Herne Bay and Ponsonby. So beautiful celebrations. Awesome to see cousin Lisa and Ty show out on behalf of the family as well. So yeah, they've wrapped up my shout outs. So just a bit of housekeeping. You can catch a lot of our content and most of our content on our webpage is WesWesNet.com. You can also find us on Spotify, Empty Out the Clip, or simply look up our WesWes Network YouTube channel. Producer Cam's uploads each week, or find our Facebook page, Empty Out the Clip. Here you can comment, post any topics, request content, anything you want the boys to talk about on the show. Just answer the questions. Security will let you in. Man, like I said, man, New Zealand Music Month, the month of May has always been a hectic month for me, but it's one of the best months of the year. And another big reason why it is because it's the Samoan Language Week that follows straight afterwards, man. So I know I've had a hectic week, man, and learning a new job. But checking it back at you guys, man, how has the Vaioso been?
Have a good week, man.
Nah, shut up.
Shit.
Had a very good week. But I won't say the obvious. You guys know what it is. Well, the Origin fans know what it is. But no, man, other than that, just work. And me and Eric did do a episode of on channel 135. So we finished off the Last of Us TV series that's on HBO Max. If you guys tune into that, me and Eric talked about that, and I've just put it up this morning. So yeah, it's up now if you guys want to hear it. And yeah, man, I've just been thinking what to do next. Like, I know we've got our other movie podcast that we haven't touched on for a long time, the Late Returns film review. I know that's a fan favorite of some of the boys on the WesWes Network. So yeah, man, I'm just gonna get onto that. So tune in. So that podcast will talk about some old school films. The whole podcast episode will be about that one film, and we'll do a review on that and categories and talk about the first time we saw the film and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be our old school favorites like the Van Damme movies or the Arnold movies and stuff like that. So yeah, man, tune into the Late Returns film review podcast that should be out in the next few weeks, I think. I hope. Hopefully next month or two. So tune in for that. Yeah, man. Right now we're at King's birthday long weekend. So tomorrow's a holiday. But I haven't been doing much, man. Just with the amount of sport that's been on this week, I've just been at home. I've been watching some NBA. The NBA playoffs are coming. Oh, NBA finals is gonna start now. We've got the two contestants for the NBA finals now. State of Origin was on this week, and yeah, man, and just some NRL, and also the Super Rugby. It's just roll on. That's me.
Yeah, what's up? Had a good week, I suppose. Can't complain, eh? I've been busy though. Busy for the next week as well, so can't complain. Look forward to the next day of the vote and get some action going on again. But other than that, yeah, just trying to make better choices in health, better choices in life with health and fitness, nutrition. That's hard, eh? I tell you what, went to the gym, right? I said, I might as well hit the gym. As soon as I got to the gym, I stayed outside the gym for about a good half hour, just on my phone, just like a little bit depressed. Should I go in? Should I not? But I was on my phone. As soon as I picked up my phone, I knew I was going to sit out there for about half an hour. Anyway, I ended up going into the gym. I only went in there for about probably 20 minutes, treadmill, then went back out. Half an hour out, so outside. I don't know what it is, man. But at the end of the day, it's locked in there. The steps are in, man. So let's keep getting it. That's me, man.
Nah, yeah, my week was Kaya, man. I've got like a lot of holidays. Like a lot, like probably like 10 weeks annual leave. That's not including like loo days, sick days. Like I got heaps. So I asked the boss like 2 months ago, hey, if there's a space, can you chuck in a week for me? He's like, yo. So he chucked in a week for me. I was like, yeah, I'm looking forward to having a week off, blah, blah. And then the last day I worked, man, my throat was itchy, started sneezing, went to the movies, I was coughing. Bro, solid. That's why I wasn't on a podcast last week, man. I was like bedridden for like 3 days. So it's been a waste of a holiday. And to make it worse, my bloody Maroons, man, just didn't fucking fire, bro. So, so I'm just laying in bed with all the tissues, coughing, sneezing, just fucked, bro. It was not what I needed. Nah, then watch the Blues have a good win, man. You know, it's still my team, bro. But I don't know, deep down, I want Moana to kind of like win that last game, you know, like just, I mean, I don't know if they'll win with a bonus point, but, you know, Blues was pretty much secured because we got a bonus point win. But, man, I don't know, like, you know, the Hurricanes, you've already secured a spot. There's no need to risk your main players in that last game. But it just goes to show, like these big clubs, man, they don't want the little dog to have some food, man. They don't want Moana to eat, bro. Get away from the table, man. You ain't eating tonight. Was that kind of vibe, eh? Was that kind of vibe? Even from the Chiefs game, eh? I was like, nah, you're not eating at this table. Go to the kids' table, man. Oh man, if I stink for Moana, but at the same time, I'm happy the Blues are in the finals. Like, you know, I don't know how long we'll last in there because there's some top-notch squads in there. But you know, we just gotta play week by week. But yeah, and then had to pay 3,000 deposit for repairs on the roof and stuff. So it's not leaking. It's not like hard damage, but if I don't do it now, it could lead to bigger damages. So me and my sister put a plan together and we're trying to sort it out. So yeah, just waiting on the contractors to come in, and yeah, apart from that, just trying to get my strength back. Just walk around the house. I got one of those stationary bikes when I was on ACC. So just sat on that and started biking, watching some YouTube videos. And then, yeah, no, that's about it. And then see my two nephew and niece, one turned 5 and the other one just blitzing it in the shot put, Like, man, she's like a giant, Like full on giant compared to these other girls in Scotland, So those are Samoan genes, man. Like, I'm loving it, Such a beautiful young girl, man, just smashing it out there. So, nah, man, if Ariana gets to see this, I don't think she won't, because, you know, it's all the swearing. Keep going, little one. But yeah, no, apart from that, yeah, just been chilling with the family. Sick.
Man, my week's been weird, Completed my first week of work on this new job. It's been awesome, man. I appreciate the fact that I can step into a career, and like people that say when you step into rail, like that's you for life, like you're really forever, you know. It doesn't matter where you move in the industry. So I guess I count my blessings that, you know, friends have reached out to me and put me in a position that I can, you know, sort of execute something that I've always wanted to do, and that's be able to like earn enough for my court law to stay home. Yeah, been interesting, man, because I think the flip side to it was, and it's one of those things, man, because like where I've come from, like I've always been the trainer, so I sort of know like what's expected of when you train people, and I can't wait to get my feedback on how the training's going. But you know, let myself sort of settle in, and I'll probably have the conversation with the pule when it comes around. Other than that, now the week's been very like I said it like the last time we lost the episode, I lost the game up at Suncorp, and yeah, man, it's a little bit whangongo in my head, and like I feel for all the Queensland supporters, like, you know, who felt like deflated, you know. But then again, I'm always gonna highlight the big issues, like they had a mean ass team on paper, but the scoreline doesn't reflect, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then all the guy commentary from New South Wales, like trying to talk shit about what Queensland need to do. It's like, when you get 13 in a row, yeah, ngala. When you get there, then you can say, you know. Because I don't never remember watching the game and seeing like the Queensland commentary sort of like say what New South need to do. But other than that, nah, the week's been superb. Went to the market with Nikita today, getting in our last round of like, you know, poor eating before we did the junk-free June starting tomorrow, which is the King's birthday. But nah, it's just been happy to spend like a weekend with her, man. It's been awesome just catching up with her, because we sort of just like the ships on the night pass each other and show hello here and then, But nah, this week has been real good. It's quite cold though. You can feel the little niggles, the pain niggles from not doing jack shit. But other than that, nah, happy to lace on a Sunday, man. It's my normality back into shape, Work hard, or hardly working it then, yeah. What's a lollipop? So here we are again, celebrating another one for the books. So, now, yeah, man, we'll head into some topics, but we'll start off with the weekend wrap of sports, bro. I know you're fuzzy in the go because you obviously came just for the occasion, so we might as well chuck it over at him. But before we do that, we'll do the short ball to Eddie. Come on, bro, let's add me up, man, because my heart is still fucking war and all the shit that happened on Wednesday, bro. Like, should we start with that, or do you want to start with the rugby? We'll start with the week. Let's go.
Oh, we can start anywhere. Everywhere hurts. But man, I don't know if it's just when it comes to the mindset, I think New South Wales has the upper game, man, because they were just roaring to go. Like the head-ups were just massive. Haas was leading the way, man. Like we just couldn't control it. I think we need bigger traditional forwards. Our forwards look a bit lean. I mean, they're fit, but they look a bit lean. To be honest, Nanai, I put my hand up to Nanai. He stepped up, man, and Toya did quite well too. But yeah, I don't want to point fingers to any particular player because I think just the vibe was just down. But man, shout out to Crichton and To'o for bringing the vibe for the New South because man, in the changing rooms it looks like they were the only ones with the vibe. The rest of the team just looked a little bit dead, but we all saw the footage. But yeah, Leti, you're right. There's something about Sydney-based newspapers that they go hams on any Queensland team, eh? I noticed the Broncos and the Gold Coast Titans get it the worst. Even I remember the Cowboys get hard done by a lot of those outlets, but I mean they're winners, so let them have their day and wait for game 2. Seki, and good luck to the Blues. Let's go.
Man, that was a dominating performance by the New South Wales Blues. And you know what? I am a recipient of the 8 years of heartbreak, 8 years in a row. I remember, I just remember like going in, this is going to be our year, and never going to happen for 8 years straight. Even the 3 years in a row was like, okay, no one's going to get four in a row. Next minute, 4 in a row. I wouldn't even guess it'll be 8 years, right? But now to show up to Starling Stadium with the boys to watch the games every year and just getting beat. But, if you think about that Queensland team, all the players in that team just legends of the game, eh? From Cam Smith to Thurston, like all these guys, Cronk, just all over the park.
JT.
Billy Slater. Just English, because in the history before that 8 years in a row, the history has always been the Queensland team's always the underdogs, and the Blues are always the ones with the talent. I hope that tide will turn now, and we'll probably get our more than 8 years, probably get 9 years in a row, maybe. That's a big ask, because Queensland fans are always going to turn to their 8 years in a row, until it's erased. And the only way we can erase that is if we give our own 8 years in a row, or even more than that. So hopefully this is the start of that trend to come. And it looks like it, man, because the guys we got, like, they're still young, man, So hopefully we can carry that on. So, I watched the game knowing that on paper our team is flash, our team is going to do well. Our team has got enough guys there that can win the game. I didn't expect to see what I saw. I didn't expect Queensland to only have one try, and remember that one try came off the back of our sin bin. So you guys only scored a try when it was uneven, and that unevenness, the 13 on 12, actually made the game even. That's how dominant we were, and man, I was just shocked at seeing it. But then at the back of my mind, I'm always thinking that Queensland's a team that, at the the end of those games where territory, you got like 60% territory, 70% territory, but you still lose the game because there might be an intercept here and there or one mistake, and then the other team will score a try. They don't have to be in your half. Queensland is a team that could do that. So I was always worried about that. I was never comfortable with any sort of lead up to the last try. The Dylan Edwards try at the end, that's when I thought, okay, we got this game. But before that try, even though we were 3 tries up from 1, I never thought that we were safe. You know, and that's the quality that Queensland brings to any game. You can't sleep on these guys, you know? So, and that shows the intensity of State of Origin. Intensity of the game, that's why we love watching State of Origin, because these are quality games. This is the best rugby league can offer anywhere in the world. And this is why we watch State of Origin. So, yeah, man, happy that we won game 1. Every time we had the ball and we had our 5th tackle, I was always hoping that the ball will come to Cleary. Because when he had the ball, he would look dangerous all the time. Every time they came down and the ball went to Mitchell Moses, I was thinking, man, I wish Luai was there. Like, this is my hot take. I had this hot take that the selections of our 2 number 7s, Mitchell Moses and Cleary, and not having Luai there, I still think Luai should be there in number 6. But I think the reason why is because I think Australia is short with halves. I think Australia, knowing that Luai is going to play for Samoa, they needed some halves to get in State of Origin to get some game time on the big stage.
Yeah.
So that's my take. The reason why Mitchell Moses is in there is because Luai is playing for Samoa. If you're going to pick the Queensland's halves, who are you going to pick other than DCE and Munster? Tom Dearden's there, but who's after that? There's no one after that, right? So, in Australia point of view, on the Kangaroos point of view, who's your starting number 7s? Who's your top number 7s? It's gonna be Cleary. Who's your top number 6? It's gonna be Munster. But who's under them? Because you know you're not gonna pick Luai because he's gonna play for Samoa. So you got to put another Australian half in there just to get some game time on the big stage, and that guy is Mitchell Moses, and that's why I think they chose him. So I think, yeah, unfortunately for Luai, that's going to be the case unless Mitchell Moses gets injured or something like that. But yeah, a good win for New South Wales.
Good one.
It's going to be 2 in Perth, and then it's going to be dead rubber, and then it's going to be a clean sweep 3. Sorry to say, but let's call this year 2. It's going to be 6 more years to go.
Hey, nice. Yeah, those 8 years, Cam. Those 8 years were pretty boring, though. One-sided, though. When you think about it, I was fucking lost interest, bro. Just after 4 years, you know, fucking Queensland. You guarantee Queensland was gonna win. So fuck, I was like, what the fuck's up with you guys? You know, every year, it's like, god damn. But shout out to Spencer Leniu. You know, I reckon he took it well after coming on the field and hearing all those boos. I think, bro, the enforcer, Spencer Leniu. You know, I give it up for him, even though he took all those boos. But those boos kind of like fueled his game. And then Willie Mason said it the best. He reckons the Maroons are scared of Spencer Leniu. So just energy, energy with the New South Wales team. You know, when they click, man, they click. They're on. I think that's the problem with Queensland. They're not clicking. They're not clicking as a team as much. But when they do, that's when oh yeah, shit. You know, it's another gear. So hopefully, New South Wales with Spencer Leniu just upsets their sort of rhythm for them to actually stop clicking for Queensland. That's my opinion anyway. But man, love State of Origin. Love State of Origin. Far out, man. Can't complain, man. Look forward to the second. Look forward to the third. Let's get it on. That's me.
Yeah. Well, just on that topic, like, what did you think about that mistake of Queensland? Like, just from everyone's perspective, like, what did you feel that did for the game when Spencer came on, knowing that, like, he's just been chucked into the lines then with that crowd roar? Like, how do you feel that they would have been if they had gone that side? Like, start with you, Eddie. What do you think would have happened? Like, could that have changed the momentum of the game? Or do you think there was a pussy move on our part? Or was it simply like DCE just trying to be tactical by saying, oh, you know, if we give it to him, fuck, he's gonna, like, because he ended up taking the second hit up. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think DCE made the wrong call. I think, especially when it comes like when games are that close, especially in that point of time of the game, I think we should have kicked it to him and smashed him, like go right up, tackle him, hit him, because that sends a statement to the rest of the forwards, like, oh shit, Leniu didn't get much meters, because it's much more of a psychological game than a physical game. Like it plays hand in hand. And for us, kicking it away from him kind of gave their forwards the upper hand. Oh, yeah, you're not going to kick it to me? Oh, yeah, we'll see what happens. So I thought we, at that particular point, we made a bad decision. Yeah, I would have kicked it to him. Because, if he wanted it, he also gets the pressure, right? We kick a spiral ball right to him. First, before he even does his run, because he's probably thinking about running, first he's got to wait to receive the ball. So the person who's going to catch it, which is most likely Cleary or one of the other boys, once they got to do their job first. So like already Leniu's ready for the run, but there's already those steps that's going to happen beforehand. So I thought, I'm a Queenslander through and through, but I thought that was a bad choice that we chose not to kick to him. I think we should have.
Can I just jump in? On that one? We just edit Eddie's last scores because that's exactly what I thought Queensland would do. Because what Eddie just said is what South Africa and did to the All Blacks in the World Cup back in the 90s against Jonah Lumu, right? You would think to kick the ball away from the strongest, because he's a strong point that holds that end of his position, right? So why would you kick it to him for? Yeah, he's not a weak player. He holds his own on that line. But same scenario with Jonah Lumu, right? You would think they would kick it away from him, but instead they kicked it to him, and then you had 3-4 guys on him just to shut him down all the time, and that worked. So yeah. Yeah, good comments here, man. Good comments, man. Yeah. Well, let's keep it on down low, eh? Keep it on down low.
Sekai.
These type of things happen all the time in rugby league. It's tactical.
Yeah.
The only reason why this is a big deal is because of the history between Leniu and the Queensland fans, especially the Brisbane Broncos fans, with the dramas he's had with Israel Mam and then with JT, who's a legend Maroon player, right? So there's beef between the fans of these guys and Spencer, and he was giving it to the crowd when he on the sideline before he even jumped on the field, right? So it sort of hyped up more on the whole beef, right? So there's meat in the narrative now. The fans are expecting him to get smashed. The New South Wales fans are hyped up for Leniu getting some payback. So now there's a big narrative now. There's a lot riding on just the first tackle. Because of that, is it tactical now? Or is it a psychological thing now? But now because the crowds are behind it, now because the narrative's there, the media's onto it, it's a big deal, it's in the papers, like this whole thing. Now it's different. Now DCE has a choice. Do you stick with the tactical? Or do you have to play with the narrative? Do you now have to do it, kick to him, to avoid the narrative of, now the Maroons are scared now?
I personally, and I've been saying it, bro, even from the last World Cup. We literally have seen Samoa versus Queensland. Here's my bite on it, though. Because the majority of the standout players, they're our boys, man. Like, if you look at Queensland and the squad and the New South Wales squad, our players are standing up now. Now, take that. Tino and Paz will make themselves available going into the next World Cup. We are literally adding more tools to the toolbox going into the World Cup, better prepared than any other World Cup that we've been. And I've been saying that, man. So manifesting it from whatever episode I said it, man, that's where we're at, man. And he's just pointed it out, man, psychologically. And all that does, say we had gone, like Queensland had gone to Leniu. Yeah, that's pretty much playing into it. And however that tackle would have gone, it could have changed the game. But the fact that we went away from it shows that Leniu's energy is consistent and is still the same. But all it's doing is just making his toolbox get even bigger, better. We're going to go into the next World Cup with 4 of the most feared players in the tournament. So the fact that, man, the way the Penrith boys stood up, say Luai had played, that would have been 6 of their superstars that they put through the system. And look how that plays out, man. It plays out in our favor that these are the Samoan boys, man. Like, how awesome was that? Imagine if Tago was playing, bro. Imagine, like, fuck, that could be a different game, you know what I mean? But I myself, like, I didn't really look at it as a smashing because, you know, you got one of the best players in the game who couldn't kick. And it's like his toes were breaking. Like, he could have gone into Lomax, man. He should have just given the kicking over to Lomax, and that game would have blown out even bigger. But I just thought, man, like, you know, it wasn't a loss for Queensland, it was a win for Samoa, man. Like, because, shit, man, these boys played well. Even their first play where Kaisar just steps on the inside of another Samoan player. But in my head, it's like, bro, he's better at the back than playing centers, man. Like, you know, Tibuai Fida is better at the back, man. Like, less tackling, you know, and just more or less showing someone towards the sideline. So imagine if we get a solid team that can play and Tibuai actually decides he's going to play for Samoa. Bro, we are fucking all over it, man. Like, that's such a cool thing to look forward to, you know, if we go into the next World Cup. But was there any more on that, boys?
Yeah, good. Just jumping on there. Rich stock, rich stock for Samoa is pretty much what you're saying. The nectar is beautiful, and the harvest, like what you just said there. When the harvest is ready, the harvest is ready. That's the next gen, man. Well said, bro. Just looking at it from that angle, beautiful, beautiful, man.
Now, Seki Babes, who's gonna lead us into the Super Rugby round, man? Because, bro, I think that Moana game, that was probably the hardest watch. You know, I got 7 minutes into highlights and I turned it up because I was like, God, fire. I just thought to myself, man, I didn't even want to watch the Blues. Didn't want to watch any of the other games. I probably watched maybe 2 minutes. I think, to me, that's how stale the game is at the moment. It's just like, it's not worth watching. But I'll chuck it over to you guys, man. Like, who wants to share what happened in the weekend round of quarters? Anyone? Jump out, bro. Don't hold back, boys.
Go to Blues. Go to Blues next week up against the Chiefs. First round of the finals footy for Super Rugby. So happy for that. Man, I was kind of confident the Blues would win. I was just worried about if Moana would lose or win, because that determined whether the Blues will get in. So the Blues got a bonus point win, which was good because it meant that Moana needed a bonus point win. Even if Moana won with 4 points, no bonus point, the Blues would have still gone through. So it made that game even harder. And I wasn't confident until maybe Hurricanes got 2 tries up over, because I think, it was Moana scored the first try, and that was an easy try. And I think it was one of their props that scored the try. So I was like, oh shit, here we go. And then the Hurricanes scored 2 tries after that. So they were 1 try up, and then they scored another try, they were 2 tries up. So yeah, to get a bonus point, you have to win with 3 tries more than the opposite team. So that meant by halftime, in order for Moana to get into the top 6 and kick Blues out, they would have to score 6 tries. They would have to score 6 tries after halftime, and that was a big ask. And if you watch the game, it was an entertaining game. But, I was more concerned on them winning the game with a bonus point. So then I was like, okay, the Blues are in, and that made me happy. So, yeah, I was good to go after that. But, yeah, I watched the Blues game versus Waratahs. Man, I missed that. Lee couldn't play for injury. So he was off the last 3 weeks, So that was a big loss for the Waratahs. Rico Ioane scored 3 tries. He scored a hat-trick. So I think he scored 2 tries earlier this year. But before that, 2 years in a row, he never scored a try. I don't know if it's just the Waratahs that the Blues won 7 tries to 0. I know they're the defending champs, but they haven't been playing like the defending champs all year, right? They just scraped into finals footy. But they're up against the Chiefs next week, number 1 seed. And it's going to be a big ask over there in H-Town. But if any team that can do it, the Blues can do it. But everyone needs to be on. Signa needs to have a fucking good game. It's going to be hard because I think the number 10s cancel each other out, McKenzie and Barrett. So no advantage there. But man, when you watch the Chiefs play, especially the last 2 games, if you watch the Chiefs game, they look good. Their attack is fluid. They look like fucking New South Wales against the Maroons every week. But the Chiefs, man, I don't know what the Blues need to do. Fluke it or fuck, because they haven't been, if they beat the Chiefs, they would have to have played the best game they have ever played all season, and that's better than all their wins, because all their wins have been not convincing at all. So it's gonna be a hard one, but man, Blues all the way.
Congratulations to Hurricane 64-12. Congratulations to Moana as well. So at the end of the day, any game time for Moana is going to be good for them for the future. So much more experience gained for them for this season, and they're just going to get better and better, in my opinion. And as for the Blues, yeah, let's get it, Blues. Just get it. Yeah, that's me.
As soon as the Blues won with that bonus point, I thought, you know what? I wouldn't mind Moana winning against the Hurricanes. Hurricanes already secured their spot. Moana is a big ask to win against the Hurricanes with a bonus point. I can't see that happening. But I can see Moana getting the win, so I wanted Moana to win. But as fate would have it, the Hurricanes just wanted to chuck in a bit of extra spinach into the boys. So congrats to Hurricanes. To be honest, the game that surprised me the most was the Brumbies and Crusaders game. Crusaders winning 33-31 to the Brumbies, and I thought there was a controversial call that the ref had missed with Severis. I think Severis doing the knock on from dummy half. So Australia's spewing, they're spewing over it. We have to remember, the referees are human, but that was probably one of the only instances where the bunker could have jumped in. That's, but, it was too late. There was, the final whistle had blown. So, yeah, that was the only game. But, man, Chiefs, Crusaders, Brumbies, Hurricanes, Reds, Blues, congrats to all the teams for making the final. And if you guys are in the comment section and your teams have made in the top 6, man, all for it.
Wait, hang on. How about your Broncos? What's going on?
My Broncos? Oh, man.
What's happening?
All right. I didn't want to touch on this, but you wanted to go there. Man, I don't know if having our State of Origin players stand back up after playing that game on Wednesday. Haas, player of the match. Carrigan, one of our top tacklers. Man, I just don't know, man. I reckon there would have been a good chance to let our young guns, Ben Takura, Xavier Willison, let them take the lead. But I don't know. Our defensive patterns were just off. Katoni Staggs, man. That he's good on attack, but on defense he shoots out. And when Cobbo is on the same side as him and Cobbo shoot out fast, eh? And they kind of just leave Jesse standing by himself. So I don't know. And Shibasaki had a massive break and decided to try and do an offload on tackle 2. It's just kids, schoolboy stuff, man. Just hold the ball. There's questions about Cherry Evans and the Queensland squad, whether he's getting old, but that guy looked like he was moving 10 years just got sliced off his life. The man was in and out, fucking flicking it here and there. Garrick and Hapwadi were just lasering us. So I don't know. It was a hard game to watch, to be honest. I started looking at my phone more than I was looking at the screen. So still up to Broncos, but it's going to be very, very hard from here on out. I think we've only got limited games that we can still lose. We got to win a lot now. So we're just sliding out of that top 8. So congrats to all the Seagull fans. It was a good win, even though you guys didn't have Tom Topojevic or Jason Saab. So no excuses, man. We just need to figure out our defensive patterns and see what the coach does to us on Monday. See.
That was the interesting thing about the Seagulls win against the Broncos. Then straight after Sarah Origin with Haas playing and Carrigan. I thought Carrigan was probably one of the best players in that Origin game. For the Maroons, everyone else was kind of invisible. But Payne Haas was good. But man, my Seagulls, man, just happy for them to win after The embarrassing loss against the Eels last week. It was just, oh my gosh. had to redeem ourselves after that loss against the Eels last week. But we did, man, and the young guys stepped up for Seagulls, man. We got that because Jason Saab, he was a last-minute scratch, so Clayton Falolo, he came on and he scored a try.
He was good.
He was good, man. He was on.
He straight laloed us, man.
I know. And even Lehigh, Apuari. He had a massive game, eh? And I was thinking, like, with Turbo out, when he comes back, where would you put him now? Because these guys are playing good, man. Especially Lehigh, because he's been playing wing and it looks like he's better at fullback, eh? Looks like a gun at fullback. So I like his interview. He had his interview at the end, and they were asking him, "Man, you're a player that had a good game. What would you get? Like, how did you see things?" And blah blah blah. And he was like, "Oh, because I'm scared of my dad, so I have to play good."
So did you see him in the changing rooms? He was in the changing rooms and like everyone's dancing around. He went to high five one of the players that had ulas and all that, and the player just walked straight past him. He's like, "I was like sad for sad guys." But nah, man. Nah, solid. That was a solid game actually. For Manly, and I think they needed that. I needed that.
Yeah, we needed it, but we are so inconsistent, man. We're on 1 week, then we're off. It's like, hey, but when we're off, we are off. And I think DCE's got a lot to do with that. Yeah, and I think that game against against the Blues, that woke him up. I think he came back to Brookvale, and just said, "Nah, man, I gotta keep my Maroons jersey for game 2. I gotta play good. Yeah, you better play good. I don't care how you play for Maroons. You can play stink, but for Seagulls, you gotta play good."
For the next Broncos game, can we put a New South jersey on Haas? Just Haas. I think he plays better in that jersey than the Broncos jersey. So
we'll head into our first topic. It's probably our only topic. But 90-year-old boy in New Zealand sustained a social media inspired game of tackle with friends. Young man died in Palmerston North on Monday, and the game's the Runnit Str8 challenge. Man, you guys know how I've felt about this coming here, and obviously, the Aussie boys have bought their platform, and they've been using the excuse of CTE to educate people about it and bringing the community together. And I've titled that, like, on the post that, they wanted to get the community together, and they've done it. So, rest in love to the young chap, Ryan, who passed away. By checking it back at you guys, man, what are your thoughts? And don't be scared to unleash the dragons, man. So you guys
much love and condolences to Ryan's family. Rest in peace, young brother. Rest in peace. Palmerston North, right? 19-year-old Palmerston North dies from his injuries in regards to running it straight. So very sad to hear that stuff. But let's collaborate on that a little bit more though. 22 years ago also, you got William Cranswick, who was also 22 years ago, who also died from injuries as well, just from playing bull rush. So you got all these parents coming online and then just trying to encourage rugby players and social media influencers as well, just to use their platform and just to challenge and let it be public for these high risks that are involved for our young ones, our teenagers getting out there and signing up for these things. But not only that, but just doing it randomly on a night out as well. And then hearing the story of the 19-year-old down in Palmerston North. Also that guy, that kid from 22 years ago, William Cranswick as well, 19 as well, from Palmerston North as well. So I mean, we've got a platform. I mean, we've spoken about this a few times. So like I said, if you're gonna throw money out there in our community, times are hard, and the numbers that are gonna be signing up for this, are people of Māori and Polynesian. They're all gonna be signing up for that strictly for the coin, regardless of what it is or what it may be. But also, for the organizers, man, make sure you guys are ready, because man, there's talks about it everything like this with law and parents coming out in the communities with their stories and all that. So comment down below what you guys think, what's happening and all this, because now they're saying it's the most dangerous sport, related right now, and it's obviously it's going to take out a lot of numbers, if it keeps going on. So yeah, comment down below what you guys' thoughts are. But like I said, for you organizers, hopefully you guys are ready and take responsibility for organizing this stuff, because yeah, it's going to be on your guys' hands. And like I said, hey, you're throwing coin out there in the community, who's not going to sign up, who's not going to sign up? Everybody's after that coin. It's easy money, but there's a price and a high risk to be paid. And for all those organizers, man, hopefully you guys are ready, man, because you guys are gonna get stung pretty bad. So take responsibility as well.
Even when you watch like professional wrestling, there's always a label. These are done by trained professionals. Please do not do this at home. Man, these guys are not even professionals, man. These guys are like, some maybe semi-pro, some are retired rugby players, and they're doing this head-on contact sport. And what rattles me up is that we've worked so hard the last 10 years with HIA incidents in rugby union and rugby league, and even in the NFL arena, they're looking at ways of minimizing head collisions and head contacts. So all this work has been undone by these guys going out into the streets, using money as a platform to draw in like the biggest dudes. And I don't care, they can call me weak, call me stupid for not being a man for doing this shit, but for me it's just dangerous, man. 50k ain't worth it. Like, for me, 50k is not worth it. Yeah, the money will help me, but fuck, like, the chances of me being brain damaged in my later life, having like concussions can cause like, links to dementia, even like stutters like later on in life. So you're putting in your, it's not a career, it's not a professional career. You got to win the whole comp to get the money. But this young boy, like, losing his life for a trend that he's seen on online is just crazy to me. It's, as a society, I thought we moved past this. We got access to so much information about head injuries and head contact sports. Even boxing, they try and minimize like hits behind the head or whatnot. But this is crazy, bro. Yeah, just condolences, man. That's all I can say.
It's hard though, because it's temptation, right? The dollar, like I said, the dollar is motivating, right? The dollar is temptation, so it is what it is.
I wrote a letter, man, because as soon as I read that, I wrote a letter to myself about it, and this was more or less to speak to the people commenting about before the tragedy was posted, but even while this tragedy has happened, and that's more to people like, we played Bull Rush, we played those sort of games back in the day. So I'm gonna reply to it like, I call bullshit, because we played Bull Rush and we watched Gladiators, where a guy runs down the gauntlet and they got padded poles to stop people from trying. So Runnit Str8 might have started in the hoods. We'll be running, run at each other and we hit each other, but most of the time it was in a game to the effects that no one was sending anyone to the hospital. Like, we inflict pain on the ball runner when we play a game, but at least we show them or that guy to stay out of the lane, you know what I mean? So he ain't running back at you. Now, the big thing that I have with these guys saying stuff like that on social media is that when we played back in the day, is that this boy passed away, and that was purely influenced by what he's seen online. So all the pukils back in the day, when this tragedy isn't enough to stop anyone from doing it, ethically, is it correct? Like, you gotta ask yourself, like, is the next generation raising kids gonna know the side effects or the effects of how heavy this is now, because there's more than one group of boys putting it out there, right? So back in the day, there was no such thing as social media. There's no such thing as camera phones. This has been amplified more than any other time before. This is post Kimbo Slice going viral, right? Is it preventable? It is, man. Because how many deaths need to happen before parents? Because we can't control what our kids see on social media. But if we can educate enough, like the severity of how bad one knock to the head can be, right? You only need to look at Muhammad Ali. That was years of taking knocks. He fought in the days where you could go 15 rounds. And then the Boxing Association decided to make it 12. You know, these have been proven over in the States, man. Like, concussion wasn't a movie just based on bullshit. This is on the back of guys who took their lives because they were suffering in silence. And the only way to find this out was CTE scanned after they had passed away. Like, all these guys that are saying it's for community, this is the stuff that they need to go watch and need to go see. They need to go see a guy who's been uppercut while he's being paid to box and see how they're talking now. Because that's the same sort of damage that the boys are doing, if not worse. Like the G's from hitting a guy, we can't control, but yet it's for all our entertainment. And here's my big example. There was a guy getting paid to wear the All Black jersey, and he suffers from it. Carl Heyman, he suffers from it, and the NZR are nowhere near the bite to fucking help and support him get through all this shit, you know? And that's his day-to-day life. So it doesn't matter how big the sport will get. At the end of the day, they're not going to give a fuck about this poor boy who passed away. It's just another weeds carry on. And it's not going to stop the influence on social media. And that's the sad part, is that it's not going to stop anyone from carrying on playing it in their backyard or in the school playground and that. Because they've already seen it online. And that's the same thing when it comes to safety, man. It ain't going to happen to me. So if there's a lesson learned from this, it's like, if you got a platform to do something legitimately smart and not put anyone at risk, man. Because, man, the power of social media, not even us who have lived through it, know the real effects of it, you know? And gotta fight to all those kids that will suffer from PTSD, and the kids, and even those guys that competed in Dan Hooker's stand-up combat sport. Like, good luck to you guys when the effects kick in. Because, man, this poor boy lost his life, and that's not enough to send a message to, like, just quit it, man. That's not worth pursuing, you know, or even having a jam at it, man. So, I hate to be that guy, but yeah, that's where I'm at with my thoughts about it, eh? Like, it doesn't even deserve the time of day, bro.
Yeah,
I guess that's the thing, eh? I guess that's the thing, eh? You, like, here's the consequences, here's the evidence of the consequences, here's what happened to this young kid. Now, are you still going to do it? But what I'm saying is that it's up to you. Now, you got everything's there in front of you to say don't do it. But, you know, there's money on the table. You know the risks. You know, you've seen what it does. It's up to you.
That's for myself, it's like, that's the battle that I have, even just raising my girls, bro. Which will lead us into our next share, Kaisar. That's a continuation from the conversation that we ended the last pod with. And that was you were in Subway, he said, and you witnessed a command law for his two boys, and he was a bit rough, and he said that it could have escalated and it could have gone worse, right? It could have been you throwing hands with the command law and putting yourself in that situation, but like the question was put back on us. What would we have done? If you want to elaborate a bit more on like how you felt in the moment then also.
Yeah. So last weekend Sunday. So yeah, we went into not last week Sunday, but anyway last week. Yeah, we went into Subway, and then there was like a semi full the restaurant there at Subway Henderson, and then as we were waiting for our order, myself and a workmate and another tradesman's guy who came in with his daughter. So we're making our order, waiting in line, and then we heard a male voice just be a little bit aggressive. We turned over, looked on the other side, and it was this male guy is looking at it, talking to his two boys. Like I said, one looked like he was about 13, the other one looked like he was about 8. So the 8-year-old, obviously made a bit of a mess on himself. So the father aggressively got a few napkins and started wiping him down, and at the same time he started sort of like cursing underneath his mouth. And then telling him, I can't bring you out in public. Look at you, you know? So he was just quite aggressive in that way towards his kids. So we thought that he was gonna actually take it to the next level because he was getting a bit louder with his tone, and he was just collaring him, man. As he was wiping him down, collaring him, throwing his food on the table, yelled at him to go use the bathroom. As soon as the kid came back, yeah, yelled at him again, and then told him to piss off back into the car, and then told his older son just to sit there and finish your food, and then etc. etc. But like I said, it could have escalated because he actually turned over and looked at us, and then he smiled, and then he just lowered his tone and that. But like I said, it was aggressive in a way where you feel sorry for these kids because you know that these kids are getting a good beatdown behind closed doors, man. That was his actions, that was his persona, that was his body language, you know. He couldn't hold it back, even just in the community, you know. So if he raised his hand to his kids at that time in the community in front of us three men, including the tradesman with his little daughter, I mean, what would you do? Would you just stand back and just mind your own business? Or, you know, would you just, you know, pull him aside? Because you don't want to throw your hands or anything, just pull him aside and just give him a bit of advice just to settle down. You know, it's okay, you know. You don't know what he's going through or what his background is or whatever. But yeah, you most definitely don't want to throw your hands with him if he, you know, in front of his kids, right? Yeah. But by saying that, he went into his car, left his older son there, and then you can hear him from inside, man, just yelling at his son because they were parked up at the front door, just yelling at his son and aggressively. Man, the dude couldn't hold it, man. He couldn't hold it. I guarantee you, man, he's going back home is giving his boy a good whipping, man. For me, that's pretty sad to hear. I mean, hey, okay, we get it. We discipline that way, but this guy, man, that's overboard, man. That's totally overboard, man. So what would you do if he did raise his hand in the community towards his kid? What would you do? Would you just turn the other way? Because all three of us felt really uncomfortable when he did that. Just their energy changed. You know, changed, and that trades guy, he's a baling. He grabbed his daughter and just covered her ears and just hugged her, so that she wouldn't see that, you know, because he got all of our attention, man. So if he would have raised his hand and just whacked his kid, I mean, shit, what can we do? You know, we could either go there and confront him, but then because of his actions, he's most definitely gonna react towards us for, you know, oh, who the fuck are you? It's none of your business. And then you'll probably just take it out on us, sort of thing, you know. I don't know, but yeah, it's sickening, you know. Yeah, we actually talked about him, my workmate, during this week, you know, and we're still pretty disgusted. But like I said, that energy changed in that Subway restaurant. That changed for three grown ass men. That changed. So hey, we've all got beatings, but I'm sure we're not gonna get a beating like what that guy's gonna do. Guarantee, bro. You know, just for flipping dirtying his clothes over a flipping 6-inch. Yeah. So what would you guys do? What would you guys do? Help a brother out or just mind your business?
It's a hard one, because yeah, there's a fine line between discipline and abuse. And I think as a parent, yeah, I'm not a parent, I'm an uncle, but as parents that are out there, the privilege of being a parent is that you have to show your child humility, you have to show your child restraint and set boundaries. You can't watch over your kids just with fear. It doesn't work like that, you know. If it got like more heated, I would have stepped in, to be honest with. And I've stepped in before. They had this Māori lady, and she walked into the shop, and her kids came in, and the kid was running around, and I didn't mind it if she said, "Hey, stop it," you know, "Come here." But she turned around and she used the F word, and like some other pretty strong words. "Get over here, F and this, F and that." And I was with one of the young poly boys in my department, and we both looked at each other, and I said to the lady, "Ma'am, you can't talk to your child like that. Not in the shop. You know, like, please don't use that language in here." and she just full on just went quiet, you know, and she just grabbed her stuff and left. So she got shook up that, you know, oh shit, someone did that. Because if we don't do anything, if we don't say anything out in public, it just gives them the right to keep on doing it. The consequences are that if you do stand up, is maybe the kid gets more of a harsher punishment when they get home. But if you don't say anything, you know, there's no pushback, you know what I mean? And that just allows you to do whatever the fuck you want. I've seen, but at the same time, in Samoa, I saw this kid get whooped, like in the middle of the supermarket, just slapped right in the back, like just in his lower back, whacked, and the mum just goes, "Oh what?" And the kid just stood there like smiling, didn't do anything else, So like, when you feel the situation changes, when you feel there's a bad vibe to it, you have to stand up, because to allow evil to exist, good men remain quiet. That's all I gotta say on that. Yo.
Yeah, it's a hard one, especially knowing the consequences of you stepping in. Like, you know, if you see someone in public that's too much, like say that dad was beating up on the kid in front of everybody, man, you gotta say something, even knowing that, you know, it's gonna lead to probably the kid get worse hiding. But in terms of like being in public and everyone else is there, because when everyone else doesn't say anything, like, is that the kind of society you want to live in? When, you know, when everybody just keeps quiet and scared to say something, like, and you're there like, what the fuck? There's no one gonna. It's like the whole thing with when some drama happens in public and people on their phones trying to tape the drama without, you know, stepping in to help or something like that. Yeah, I think there's something about your obligation to, you know, you got obligation to you and the safety of your family in public. But, you know, when shit goes down in public and, you know, people can help, but choose not to help, and you're the only one standing there thinking, should I step in? But no one else is stepping in. It's like everyone's scared. Like, you don't want everybody to be on the same buzzers there, So I think, this is the right thing to say something. Like, say something. Of course, that guy will probably say, hey, it's none of your business. That's where you want to take it. So he's like surprised, like, shit, what am I doing? You never know. Maybe someone that speaks out, that dad will probably think, oh shit, that's right, I'm in public. People are watching. That might snap him out of it. So you never know. So anything can happen in those situations. But I think you have to speak up if you see something like that happen, especially if it's a little kid involved. You know.
That's it's a hard question, for all of us. So Eddie, Cams would say something, myself as well. I don't think the community would be scared. I think it's just the fact of that person might react towards you in a violent way. That's one. And then two, the kid might get another good hiding. Just keep note as well, those two boys' faces, they were in fear. They were in fear. You know what I mean? So it's not the first time. This is a regular thing.
I think that situation and that scenario could have, and like, I'm grateful for the many scenarios that I've been on in my life, you know, and like in a moment like that, like I've had people come in when there's so much commotion and they've walked in, seen the majority of us being Pasifika, and just said "ongosai." Just that word alone, even if you had noticed that, say if the guy was Tongan, you could have just easily said "kataki," just, you know, just bring peace over it, man. And if you can engage eyes with that guy, and you can say "ongosai," and he looks deep into your eyes and see, like, it might not register to him in that moment, but it would register when he walks from the seat to the car. And if it saved him from getting the ass whooping inside the shop, then you've done more than enough. As long as you know, if you not see, like, you know, you went the week, guys, and you're upset with you, but if you say "ka taki togo," say "peia," have a good day, man. Words like that, words of affirmation that, hey, you can be better, or even just that alone could have changed that situation. And like, I believe in many situations, man, I've seen shit almost go 0 to 1,000, and he's stepping in, I'm not even Tongan, just to say "ka taki" to Tongan boys, and then their first reaction is, "Are you Tongan?" And it's just changed the mood, man. Even when he said in front of Samoan boys, Tuvaluan boys, they would react exactly the same, man. Like, you know, and then they would want to tell you their side of the story, you know. But for that poor kid, he had to go home and dealt with whatever. But words like that, man, like, especially because you know it's our people, and you sort of wear it, because you would have worn it in that shop with your mate, seeing it was a Palangi guy, seeing like, what the hell? But for you guys to stand there, yeah, man, I would have said something. I would. That's what I would have said, man. It's just on site, you know, and looked at him and just get him to look at you, and just realize, like, bro, because that's all it takes, man. It's just a look and a few simple words. Like, I'm not the perfect dad, bro. Like, behind closed doors, like, everyone's a guy, but in that situation there, if you're with your kids, man, and for them to see that, it's like, you gotta, you know, just showing something like that is like, the society does care. And I think, you know, little things like that can make this place a better place to be, you know.
What if his name was Trevor or Gilbert? Like,
Man.
like saying it to a Tongan and a Samoan, or they would understand that concept.
Yeah.
But yeah, what if it was a white person?
It's a white person, it's the same thing, man. How's it going, bro? How's it going, man? Everything all good?
Yeah.
My man, you have a beautiful day, bro. You have a beautiful day. Like, anyone who's in the heat of the moment, sort of shit, like, ready to fussy someone, like, to that point, bro. Just simple greeting. It's a beautiful day to be alive, my friend. Like, how haunting is that if you're Palangi and you heard that come out of a guy who's fucking your size, Ziri? It's a beautiful day to be alive, my friend.
So then my
Life
turn
was
to me
good.
goes,
Life was good, man.
I'm not listening to you.
I'm not listening to you, and then he's killed his undies while he's already sitting there doing the equalizer in his head, you know? But, like, simple things like that, bro.
That's so true, though. That's so true. But yeah, if he was how you say, our people, but obviously it wasn't. So he wasn't Tongan or Samoan. But whether he was, you know, of different culture, then that would be a 60-40 one, because where we come from, right, as Polynesians, we're raised in culture, you know, from day one. But then when it comes to the other, no offense to the others, of course they're raised in culture, but not from, you know what I mean? From day one, you know, they're still trying to find their pathways of culture, right? So then, yeah, we can say that, but then it's 60-40, whether that dice is going to come out snake eyes or what. And if it doesn't, then we're most definitely going to get a reaction, yeah, because they don't know any better. But whereas us, when we can speak that, yeah, for sure, whether it's Tongan or Samoan or, you know, but if it's any other, then, yeah, man, yeah, it's a hard one. But yeah, man, just shout out to that guy and his family if you just catching this by accident. Much love to you, brother, and if you need help, man, just give us a buzz, you know, WesWes Networks, and we'll guide you through the right way. If not, then get the fuck out of here. Don't you ever fucking do that again. Nah, but comment down below if you guys need any serious supports, and get a hold of WesWes Networks, and we'll guide you guys through the right places, man.
Sick.
Oh, Chucky. On that note, man, we'll get into some comments corner. What have you got for us, Eddie?
Oh, comments corner, man. Just want to make a shout out to people that comment, Filippo, West Okalangi. This guy, I'm pretty sure it's fourth skin, but it's like he's put the 4 and the 5 in there. Nelu, Drake Builders, Malpuka, Gio Truths New Zealand, Vailima, Oliveira, CMO Butts 270, Mounting, and J685. So there was one comment that stood out for me, was about the pathway system for Moana Pasifika, and how, in his viewpoint, which is quite valid, saying that most of the players that are New Zealand born choose to play for Samoa and Tonga. So really the islands are rating the New Zealand born players. But, you know, when it comes to that, it's based on culture, right? They're born here, they represent their culture. So, he brought up some good points about it, but about the Chiefs signing the winger from Moana Pasifika. But yeah, most of the other comments have been about the Runnit Str8 and how it's affected the community, and because it's a big craze at the moment. But yeah, just with the end of New Zealand Music Month, one guy commented about Corrupt, and they had a song. Is it Honey? Is it by Corrupt? But yeah, that song got mentioned. It's pretty old school song. I was playing it the other night, but yeah.
Yeah, shout out to Foreskin. Oh, man.
Yeah, I got something to say about foreskin. So when we talked about this topic last week, you know, I read his comment, and he's coming from a perspective of a NZ All Black supporter, but I'm coming from a Manu Samoa supporter first and foremost. So I don't care about the All Blacks. I don't care about any other team but Manu Samoa. My second team is Auckland Blues. And you might say, hey, that's wrong because Auckland Blues aligned with NZR. I don't care about that. Auckland is the city where I'm from that represent my city, and that's why I support Auckland Blues.
Yeah.
So all my opinions about Moana come from, first and foremost, supporting Manu Samoa. And if Moana Pasifika doesn't do anything to make Manu Samoa better than they are now, then I wouldn't care for a team like MP, right? So that's where I was coming from last week. And I know what this guy is saying, but I'm sorry, but Foreskin, you're coming from a NZR All Blacks perspective, and that's not me.
Fair enough.
It's a good response, though. He did a good response. Like, I appreciate the time and effort he put into write it down about missing funds, mismanagement of funds and whatnot, and how having it here keeps it more transparent. And he even mentioned
unfortunate. That's unfortunate. But it's something that me as a Manu Samoa fan I have to deal with, and I'll get frustrated until when I die because I don't think there's any solution to that, and we just got to deal with it. We got to deal with getting the players past their prime. The ex-All Blacks that are past their prime to play for Moana Samoa. So, you know, it depends on the pool of players at the time, the World Cup year, and I'm happy. I just want that to be maximized. I want people eligible for Samoa to be, and for them to pick the best players, and to just roll the dice every World Cup because we need it.
Hard up.
Yeah, and I also replied to the comment that saying that for me, and how one of the major ideas behind it with Brian Williams and Michael Jones was trying to put into it was to create better professional players so that when they go to Tonga, Ikaritahi, or if they go to Manu Samoa, they will have a better polished, finished product. And that's exactly what I wanted from Moana Pasifika. But, you know, we can't stop Moana Pasifika players from having the dream of playing for the All Blacks. I get that, but the goal is to make the island stronger and make the competition better to watch, because if it's always going to be one-sided, you're not always going to watch in. You know, we need more people to watch, and Toa Samoa from, you know, the rival rugby league has proved that. Matema'a Tonga has proved that. The Invitational 15 Tongan team has proved that. So yeah. No, it was a good comment. Even though it was against like all the stuff that I believe in, it was a good, fair comment, and I saw where he was coming from too. So yeah, Seki.
Get on to what we've been watching. Start with you, Kaisar.
Oh shit. Damn, I think I pushed it up on Empty Out the Clip. Shit, The Lie. I was watching Netflix, The Lie. So it was about that girl Grace. The British tourist that visited New Zealand, I think, 2018. Yeah. And then God rest her soul. And man, that's a watch that I just come across randomly. Then because it was in New Zealand, like I said, it happened in Auckland City, and then ended up happened in the streets of Auckland City, and ended up out in west side of Waitakere Ranges, the beautiful Waitakere Ranges. Man, watch, for the viewers, if you haven't seen that, watch it, because then you get the full story from the start, and then from the middle, and then to the court case, and then to where it ended, because this guy is flipping sicko, man, to the days. apparently she wasn't his first victim, so there was other victims before that as well, and all happened in the streets of Auckland City. Why? Because he lives in Auckland City. He's rents out the room there in the hotel there. So this guy, man, was mentally flipping, man, just one of those Jack the Ripper stories, really, yeah. Along those sort of lines, you know. So yeah, a good watch. Watch it because it's in our own backyards, and just feel sorry for all those females that were affected. But yeah, watch it and then you see the end result. All I gotta say is that New Zealand law has to change in regards to something serious like that, as in psychopaths, you know, because they get the sentence up, but then they're only gonna serve just a quarter of that, really, before they're reviewed again. So man, that's even sick enough as it is, you know. Yeah, good watch. Netflix, The Lie. What other stuff? Yeah, came back to the ghost hunting stuff. After I got settled from dropping my nuts, you know, going to for a walk with Leti at the cemetery. Walking to the cemetery.
The wedding.
After those comments started coming in, giving us a bit of history on there, I was like, oh shit, that's a bit too much history there, buddy. But yeah, and it might be a perfect walk too, because now it's coming to winter, eh? It's quite airy, eh? You know what I mean? Gets a bit dark and cloudy. Yeah, half a moon up in there, you know. Just
if you guys go, I'll come. I'll just hold the camera.
Waiting for the invite. Yeah, I gotta buy some new running shoes first, eh? Some brand new ones with a good grip. Yeah,
I'll just get those adult nappies.
Just in case the boys cap it. Yeah. All right, man. Crazy. Yeah, man. That's me.
I've been watching some true crime docos on YouTube. Yeah, man, there's some sickos out there, eh? But those kind of students that you go to school with, you know, the quiet ones, the quirky ones, and they end up in the police force, and they just have that mind to figure out how to solve these cases, man. Blessings to all the cops that do that, man. The detectives, you know, the long hours they put in there to solve these cases. But man, there are some true evil people out there. One of the videos I watched, the guy ended up retiring after this from the force. He was a psychopath in, I think it's in Arkansas, and he killed 3 people, eh? And the way he did it, the way he dismembered these people, like, this cop said he's never seen anything that bad. And he was like, I think he was 55 at the time, and he just retired after that. He said, nah, I can't do it anymore. But man, big ups to him, because even after the case and he solved it, he still visits the families. Like, every year they'll have a breakfast or something. It goes to show, man, like, some of these cops, man, they lose their lives in this work, eh? It's not an easy thing. But yeah, that's what I've been watching, and I finally found a site that I can watch The Wire on, so I'm keen to start that soon. I've locked in The Wire, so all the other shows, I'm sorry. I'm gonna start watching The Wire because they're starting to pop on the little the shorts on YouTube, and I'm just fucking trying to flip through it to avoid it. But yeah, New Zealand Music Month, I finally found that song. It's by Cartel. It's called Pretty Eyes.
Oh, yeah.
So that's from 2004. Yeah, bro. Oh, man. Bring back memories, man.
Yo, bro.
Yeah.
It's a solid song.
But yeah, Sicky.
Yeah, man. Nice shout out for The Wire. That is one of my top TV shows ever, along with Sopranos. Eh? If you like Sopranos, go watch The Wire, man. Because that's the good, eh? That's the goods. I've been watching much this week because of the sports, a lot of sports songs, so I haven't been watching much. But I did watch the trailer to the upcoming miniseries, The Chief of War. Have you guys seen that?
That trailer's sick, eh? Yo.
The Jason Momoa one?
Yeah.
So he's a chief in the Hawaiian Islands, eh? So the story's about the Hawaiian Islands back in the days. So apparently isn't there like a tribe in each of the islands? And they were at war with each other, eh? Or something like that, eh?
They're more like confederacies, like tribes that ally when war comes, yeah.
So I think Tim's in it too, eh? He's one of the the tribal chiefs.
Yeah.
One of the islands. It
I think
looks
the
like
story.
he's a bad one, eh?
Yeah,
looks like-
yeah. I think the story's about Kamehameha, the final war chief. I think. Yeah.
So yeah, that looks cool. Eh? I saw the trailer. That looks cool. Eh? I think, man, that's been a long time since we've been talking about or dreaming about a program like this. Eh? A miniseries like this got to do with Polynesians back in the days, especially our war in history, especially in Hawaii. Yeah, they've got a big war in history. So, man, to have a miniseries focused on that time and that place and the Polynesians at that time, man, it's gotta be awesome.
Is it a miniseries? Is it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's a 9-episode miniseries. Starts in August on Apple Plus. So yeah, it looks good, man. Can't wait to watch that one. Other thing I watched was there's a documentary called Light and Magic, and that's about the Light and Magic industrial light and magic company owned by George Lucas, a movie special effects, and it's about how they started when they made the first Star Wars movie. So it's cool, man. If you're into Star Wars, if you're into special effects, how it gets done, man, these are pioneers. It's about how they started this special effects company just to make the Star Wars movie, because these special effects were like they've been seen before, but they were done in a different way. So there was no equipment to do all this stuff yet.
Like blue
That's
screen.
invented-
There was no blue screens, eh?
Yeah. So
It was just all puppets in there, eh? And models, eh?
stop motion and all that. So they have to invent all this thing on the spot.
Wow,
This new
right,
technology,
yeah.
they have to invent it to make it happen.
That's a talent, though, eh? Shit.
Yeah, it's cool because it's 6 episodes. So 2 episodes about Star Wars. Our next 2 episodes about Empire Strikes Back. And I think the last 2 episodes about Return.
Man.
But it's just about how they started. So how they started was they got given, I think, $1 million to do those special effects, but they had to do it within a year. So they gave the money to one guy, and they said, "Okay, go." So he had to bring all these other guys that knew stuff about like modeling and just all these other trades. They didn't know what they were gonna do, so they had to invent it on the spot. Like, okay, we need to do this, do that. How are we gonna do it? They had to think about how they're gonna do it, and then they spent all this time to buy all the stuff to make all the cameras go on these stands and all that kind of stuff, and build all the models and all that. It's real fascinating, eh, what they can do. So and it's real painstaking too. The time it takes to do stuff.
Even just the artistry, eh?
Yeah.
The artistry, the makeup, just to make up the puppets and the models.
Yeah.
And then even just the smoke screen and the little fireworks and the firecrackers, eh?
Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Fuck, you know who they needed? They needed foreskin that time.
Yeah, man. But yeah, man, it's a cool documentary. If you're into all that kind of stuff, if you're into movies and you're into like how they make the special effects, this is like the beginning. This is the start of in Hollywood.
Wow.
This is how they sort of came together to figure it out, and they just figured things out on the spot. They had a year to do it, and they just did it. It's amazing. It's amazing. So that's called Light and Magic. It's on Disney Plus.
Thank you. Now, I haven't been watching a lot. I've been busy just trying to memorize all the acronyms I gotta learn for work. But I started watching Poker Face, man, season 2, bro. That's out the gates crazy, man. And I only managed to watch the rest of that episode I had started last week. Yeah, watched TAB Sports Cafe, which is they had Ali Williams. They got a new location. They moved out of Mizzo's apartment. That wasn't too good. I think they had Monty B from them. They're still, I think they're trying to bring it back like how it was back in the day, but it's still not there. I think because it's no live audience. But I mean, yeah, otherwise the content's just out the gate. You just listening to Mark Ellis spin yarns about all the tours and all the guys he's like done romances with when he's played league and rugby. But probably the only watch I thought was worth watching, and like probably everyone should watch, is David Beater's the TFS podcast, but he's got the Hood Diaries, and I think that's a spin-off sort of from what the Spaniard does when he walks through the neighborhood. But his recent one, and that's from, I think it's in Albury in Palmerston North. He walks through the hood with some Black Power members and just how one particular family was devastated before the murders in their family, man. All the gang turf rivals that happened in that time. There's like 5 generations of Black Power, man, and it's a pretty good watch, man. I got maybe 45 minutes through, and I just thought, man, Galo fire the family, you know, when like you literally got police that don't want to touch any of it, you know, investigate or even like give a word of sort of comfort to the family. And it's just good to see, you know, those patch members do different, yeah, for the next generation. And obviously, he's obviously told it's sort of similar to like Otara. It literally was, you know, just the story and the founding people that sort of moved the Black Power into their part of Palmerston North. But no, it's interesting, man. It's obviously a good watch, his stuff that he puts out. It's cool that he can always put a bit of knowledge out for people to actually realize like these communities do exist in New Zealand. You know what I mean? And they are New Zealanders more than anyone else, or you know, they are Māori, they are tangata whenua and probably of their province too. But that's what I've been watching. Nothing apart from just stuff that you're gonna learn. You know, always learning something. But now that wraps up that segment. We'll get into what's it, our Fia Poko of the week. 4 running for the Fia Poko of the week this week, and this is the Airo Maui one. And what it is when you're talking Tagalan at the table and you're having a mea ai, and then you got one of your boys who does those mea valea ones. You know, when you're obviously in conversation, you're taking a bite of a sandwich and someone wraps their foot and then passes it back and forth. Like, who in their right mind? Who in their right mind puts sauce on their foot, wraps it in a serviette and hands it back to a friend? I don't know. Dale. Bro, Filipinos are out the gate, bro. The Filipinos are out the gate. The next one below there, bro, it's gotta be Fia Poko, like Eddie said, bro. I don't know if you call that celebrations, but it does not look like some celebrations. Here's the example. If a Palangi guy has to save the 2 Pasifika men, that's 2 Samoan boys how to celebrate a pese after a win. Oh, nah. Crazy. Like, what is going on? Okay, just kick it out, boys. Just kick it out, mate. That is. Kaisar, Camps, can you explain what the fuck's going on with the genuine boys? Oh man, that is waifu at its best, bro. And we got 2 more there. We got one which was probably captured on Sky Sport just the other day, and there's a guy taking a penalty kick, man. So he points to the post. Oh, he might have pointed to the post and he might have whispered, I'm not taking a kick at goal, but I'm going to just attempt the goal. And instead of kicking it at the point, so there's a penalty. So the opposition team get behind the goalpost instead of facing the kick. Never seen such a thing, man.
It's going to turn up eventually.
They put a mountain of work in.
So he's still got to face up, right? And he short kicks it.
A little trick play off of Bate, looking for the try. Oh, that's amazing!
It's what the referee says now.
For Neil.
That's smart play right there. He says nothing in the rule book.
He doesn't contravene any law that I can think of, so it's a try.
Wait.
The most out.
Be sure to see the next Super Rugby team do it in the next round or 2.
But don't you have to generally
Yeah, that's the rules. Yeah. I saw it on the rugby, the Mighty Banks, that the attempt needs to be at the post there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't think the ref looked there.
No.
Oh, he didn't say anything.
When
you point to the post and say you're gonna kick a goal,
Yeah.
and then you get the tee out. I mean, that's official, right?
Yeah.
But are you saying like he didn't even point to the goal?
Nah, he didn't.
The tee just came out without anyone knowing.
The tee just came out. The tee just came out, man. So
and no one knew. He didn't even pick
so
the
that's
goal
the Fia
kick.
Poko right there. That's everyone from the captain of the other team to the referee to the guy who scored the try. And that's how you get it done, guys.
Wow.
And then this last one here, and it's a typical, reminds me of the guys who splash out on the boys, you know. they want to just empty their pockets without realizing they're going to empty the card. Like, that's the difference, right? Empty your pockets and empty your card. It's when you show up to work the next day and you do a shout for everyone, and they go, hey, man, how was your night? And then you check your bank account and then, oh no, how Raki's gonna eat tomorrow and the rest of the week.
Thank you, man. You're a legend.
Did you have a fun night?
Yes, man.
You shouted me and all the boys, even other people didn't know that. Anytime. I told you. Want me again tomorrow? I shout all of you again. I'll sing grand. Fia Poko.
That
That
reminds me of many occasions, bro. One of the boys had an NRL contract. He used to give me the card just for this reason here, for that reason there. So he did decline on Tuesday. Put a pic of you guys, man. You guys take a pic, bro.
Oh.
I'd say Filipinos are out the gate, bro. I don't know. I heard about purple and green foods, but that one there.
Yeah, I'll go first. I'll probably choose the last one there. Just maxing out that credit card and then coming, shouting the boys, doing those Fia Poko ones, and they come to Monday. Oh my gosh, checking their bank account. It's like, shit, my man. So yeah. Big mistake there. Yeah. I'm glad I've never done that. Yeah, I'll choose that one. Yeah.
I've had a friend, ring me up to lend him some money because he did exactly that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did I pay you back, Goose? Oh, I mean, I don't know anyone.
Actually, it was an ex-workmate.
Oh,
I was like, wow.
Yeah, damn.
And I haven't seen him for ages too, and he rings me for that. And I asked him why, and he told me the story, and that's exactly what happened.
Oh, damn.
Good.
Hey, stay in your lane, man. Stay in your lane.
I remember Nate had a conversation one time on the radio. He was saying that some random dude at the bar was like, hey, you're from my family. He's like, yeah, I'll shut you a drink. And his card declined like 3 times.
Hey.
And they was just standing there. He's like, oh, it's all good. No. And he tried a different card, declined, tried a different card. So did.
Well, I couldn't take a hit, guy.
Yo.
Shit, dude.
Nah, I'll go for the last one too, man. I've done that once before.
Hey.
But I don't want to touch my savings. So I left my savings, but I just cleared out the cash I had with me. And I shouted, but I don't know, like, it was just, I wanted to do something good for the boys at that time, and we were, like, young, bro, like, all of us were in our 20s, so I shouted, but, like, it's funny how things work out, because that Sunday, one of the cousins that owed me cash drove to my house and dropped off the cash, so I was like, oh, shit, like, there's things, karma comes in circles, eh, but yeah, it was good.
Mean.
I think I'm a credit to that last one, yeah, bro. That Fia Poko of the week, bro. He even quoted himself. Too much Fia Poko, man. Shout out to the Safa boys, bro. You know, the WesWes Network Fia Poko of the week. Now, sweet man, just before we wrap up and get into the final words, bro, I did put that on here, like the head-to-head favorite band, just to wrap up the New Zealand Music Month. But man, a minute each, give us your favorite Kiwi song of all time and refer it to a memory. And it better not be one of those when I got my ass whipped and I had to walk off water after that song. Why can we be friends? But yeah, check it over you, Kems. Check out your favorite Kiwi song and a memory is attached to.
Man, that's a hard one, man. Because I was thinking about it too, and I was like, man, there's heaps. But the one thing that comes to mind is there's good times. Every guy's been to a Irish pub.
Oh,
man,
yeah,
when
yeah,
you've got a
yeah,
live
yeah,
band.
Oh yeah.
So when you're drunk, when you're young and drunk in an Irish pub with a live band and they're singing all the cover songs. Muddy Farmer. They're singing all the old Kiwi greats, eh? Dave Dobbin stuff. But man, when Slice of Heaven came on, I remember like the whole bar went off, eh? The whole pub went off, man. And yeah, that was a good time. And that was one thing that came to mind when I was thinking about it. But it might not be my favorite song though. But it's just one of my favorite memories of a Kiwi song. having a good time at a good old Irish pub in the city.
Nice, bro.
Yo, my favorite, like, it's not my favorite song, but yeah, it's a song that's with a memory is Nisha Mystic, one of their first songs. It's on because I remember that was playing, and I was like, man, this is a mean song, but like, I associate that song with this particular party that we had, and we were so wasted. We all crowded into this van, and one of the boys, his older cousin or older uncle, drove us to the beach. I just remember just having so much fun at the beach. You know, just we weren't really drinking, but just like fucking just chilling out. We were all starting to sober up, but like, man, that song just stuck with, you know, summer. You know, Fuji ice blocks. But yeah, no, just reminds me of like just chilling at the beach with the boys there. No.
I guess for me, shucks, it's too many to relate to. But I'll do those warm up ones. Like to be honest, back in Mangele, just a warm up as a hard week, yeah. And then the boys getting together. We'll always stop off the Wanderers Bar before hitting the Auckland City. Wanderers Bar in Mangele. And like I said, we always warmed up at that bar because of the sing-alongs.
Yo.
And man, summer, winter, it doesn't matter. Man, that bar gets off, bro, you know? Here we are, young guys, and then all these oldies there. And then the band starts singing, or even the DJ will start playing either Herbs, you know, Long Ago, you know, Nuclear Waste, French Letter. That bar was our start-off bar, our go-to bar just to start off in the afternoon straight off work. We got dressed up in our cheap $100 shirts. The bartender, instead of 4 skin, he was 8 skin. So light it up, brother. Give us a few jugs here and there. But yeah, probably Herbs, the sing-alongs. Man, because that bar went off on those sing-alongs, bro. It was a good warm-up. And then we'll catch our cab straight to Auckland City. And then, man, clubs was on, man. So yeah, Herbs. Shout out to Herbs, man. Old school.
Dragons and Demons. Love that song.
Dragons and Demons, that's it.
Yo.
That's it.
No, man, you stole my bestest, bro. Sorry. Hearty, bro. Nah, but I agree 100, man. With Cam's, dude, the sing-along, when you get to a bar and you hear that live snare or that deep bass line there, it gets you in your feels, eh? But yeah, bro, all the Herb spots, bro. Every spot you go to during New Zealand Music Month, once you hear it, bro, you're just locked in there, and you want to hear another one. But your mine would have to be Nisha Mystics, that Nishan styles, eh? Because, like, yeah, when I knew that my goal was going to be mine and I had pretty much imprinted her up until that moment, also, like, that was my jam, man. Like, I used to beat the feet from the hood all the way out to Glendine, and, like, she'd ring me, bro. And, like, you know, when my brother used to park in the driveway and I couldn't get my old man's Carvalho out, so I had to beat the feet, man. Because there's no buses at 11 o'clock at night. But that song, that Nishan Styles, that would get me to run from Ranui to Glendine, bro. And I'll tell my missus I'll be there in 25 minutes. So I'll do it, bro. And I used to run up, man. And like, even when I would cut free someone's like, you know, property, right? I didn't give a fuck because that song was the song playing in my head when I was running. And like, and I think about it now when I drive, it's like, man, that's a long wait. But bro, every time I hear Nishan Styles is here, bro, I'm like, you better run, nigga. You better run.
It's on.
Yeah, that's that memory name with me, bro, of that song, ain't that? But nah, yeah, shout out to everyone celebrating New Zealand Music Month, man. By far the best month of the year because it leads into Summer Language Week. But yeah, boys, that's another show, man, and it will wrap up with some final words. Start with you, Kaisar.
Just to our viewers out there, just to all listeners out there, you know, just take it easy and nothing's too hard in life unless you make it hard, right? So just relax, nothing to stress about. Take a few deep breaths and then pick your balls up off the ground and then go at it again. But here's the quote. The wager of sin is death, right? And the gift of God is eternal. That's me.
Nice. Man, I don't have any last words, but just gonna drop 2 songs that people can listen at home. Cartel, Pretty Eyes, and Stan Walker, Take It Easy. Seki.
Nice results. My last words, man, just deep conversations today on the pod. Just made me think about, you know, my kids and my partner and our families and that, and like, man, spend this time to say hi to them or spend time with them, watch a movie, or take them out take the kids out for ice cream or something like that in public. But plus we got these 3 days off, so it's good to spend time with the family just during these 3 days, King's birthday and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, just this talk tonight made me think about that, so I'll just leave that as my last words. And yeah, man, I hope you guys have a good week. Shout out to the Blues, the Auckland Blues, for next week game down at H-Town. Come back with the win. Let's show the rest of New Zealand who the champs are.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice.
That's me.
Yeah.
Charles. My last words is a bit light this evening. It's just to enjoy the challenges in life, man. I mean, not everyone is comfortable stepping out on the unknown, but I think if you stay positive and manifest stuff that you've always wanted to do, being in a positive mind frame and surrounding yourself with people that are going to get you to where you want to be is the key to being positive, And I think if you tend to overthink stuff, that's when you let it creep in and stop you from trying to pursue what you want to do. So man, I appreciate being on this pod, bro. Appreciate being on this episode of you guys, man. So like everything in life, man, you know what it is, get a Leti and all of that.
Nice, so.
Sure, boys. So yeah, man, like Producer Cam said, bro, catch the latest photo of him and Eric on the Movie 5 channel. They review their last was it with us? The Last of Us.
Last of Us, yeah.
Season, was that season 6 or season 2? Episode 6, season 2.
Season 2, yeah.
Yeah, and you can obviously catch more of our content on all of the streaming networks, Spotify. So if you made it this far, man, give us a like, subscribe, and share. Help us show some love for the WesWes Network. We get our Pasifika point of view in one shot, no retraction. There's about 1,000 boys. Sweet as Usos, Manuel, Levasso, and Samoa. You know what it is. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yo,
Peace.
take it.
Auckland City. Auckland.
Up the Maroons.
Yeah.